welcome to Mind Your Business, the channel where we are in everybody's business. If you don't mind getting in people's business, you're on the right channel. Talking about current topics and gossip.
Well, I don't think Ashley's going to be beating this mean girl allegations, anytime soon and quick. I feel like he needs to take responsibility because he has been the person that created this whole situation by running back to her and telling her the word jealous. Let's get into it, people. Welcome to my creative crew. Let's talk about Love and Marriage DC. Now, this week we picked up with the guys in the gym. We left off and Cliff is talking to the guys about, Carmen, because they're asking questions about Carmen and what's going on with the so-called, throuple. He's sharing that she split up with her guy right before they were due to go on a couple's holiday, and they still went together, Joi, Cliff and Carmen. And they've kind of been, riding ever since. Of course, Quick brings up the situation between Ashley and Joi, and Cliff is explaining Ashley betraying Joi's trust by exposing that they were married. And then, of course, Quick is defending Ashley, saying, well, if it's a secret, you shouldn't have told her that in the first place, and shouldn't you be mad with the wife, basically, because she's the one who went and said something. So he's saying this to Black, who, Black doesn't really like Joi. Him and Joi have their own issues, so, of course, Black is going to be agreeing with Cliff. But of course Cliff is also defending his wife. I'm just thinking you guys should just stay out of it. It's just too much mix up. Let the lady sort it out. So in the end, Jamie suggested they all link up and try and hash it all out at some point. Next scene, we see Irena and Jamie and Irena's mum at a pet shop. She's got some reptile. That's her pet. And basically they're in there, trying to get it some food. Then you've got Jamie telling Irena about the whole wrestling thing, and Irena brings up Carmen's video and the fact that she's been posting her and Cliff out together and just saying it doesn't look right and asking him what he thinks. And that just started off a whole big argument in the shop. People that been shouting in the people them pet shop. I'm just like, can you not just chill? Because it just seemed like Irena was triggered by the fact that Carmen's post this. She doesn't feel like it. He's basically not answering the question that, she's asking, which is, what do you think? He just saying, I spoke to him and Cliff explained what it is. So then that's annoying Irena because she's like, well, you don't answer my question. And Jamie's, getting loud and getting irritated with her as well. Like, I don't really have to answer your question. It is what it is what he's saying. He's sticking to what Cliff told him rather than saying what she wanted him to say. But then it kind of scratches that surface of other stuff that's bubbling beneath, because then he brings up, well, I could bring up your past as well, but I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to. It's like when people say I'm not going to do that, but then bring it up, you've already done it. Okay, you brought it up. Anyway, them two are just getting loud in the store. I was thinking, not you lot cursing in front of your mum. Lord Jesus. All the cursing in front of the parents. No, sir. I could never. No. Anyway, Jamie is definitely saying that he feels like Irena has been hypocritical because of what happened 5 years ago, which we find out later when they had their therapy session. Anyway, on to Ash and Quick, because they're at a rock climbing with the family, which was cute. I thought that was nice to see them out as a family doing a nice little activity. They go off and sit down, and Quick is telling her about, wrestling, filling her in on the fact that there's a game coming up soon and that he wants to invite the guys, and how does she feel if he invites, Cliff. She doesn't really like Cliff and Joi, obviously, so she's rolling her eyes, but saying, whatever, if that's what you want to do, invite who you want. Then I don't understand why they bring up little Jamie again. I'm like, why are you people always bring up little Jamie? The man already told you he doesn't want you lot keeping his name in his mouth, and you lot keep bringing him up. Now, you've got Ashley bringing up the fact that, she thinks that they should link up with, she wants to link up with him and how she can relate to him, because his relationship with his dad reminds her of her relationship with her and her mum, and that she could see that, he's her and all this kind of stuff. I'm just like, leave the boy alone. He really said doesn't want you lot talking about him. So here you guys go again, talking about little Jamie. Oh my goodness. And I'm like, what do you have that's relatable? Okay, whatever. Maybe trying to do your auntie and uncle thing. But if you guys really care, maybe just stop talking about him on camera, because clearly it triggers him. Next scene we see is Joi and Irena, and they're linked up doing a cute little photo shoot and then, catching up with some drinks. Irena, of course, is asking about the video that Carmen's been posting up with, Joi's husband, and just saying that she feels like it's inappropriate. And, she's just trying to get the lowdown on where Joi is with all this going on. Joi is saying that, the whole throuple idea is preposterous and, that's not what it is. They're just really close friends, and how, she trusts Carmen, and Carmen's really loyal and how her and Cliff are ride or die for them. And I'm like, Houseway, you guys only met on the show. Like, what the hell? Irena, I agree with Irena's point of view because she's saying Carmen should basically back off and respect that they have a relationship and not get too up in there, like posting him all the time. And I already said last week, I don't think he should be working with her in PR because they had a connection, an attraction. So I don't think it's necessarily right. But if they're comfortable with it, then that's their by your business. But no, sir. What was interesting is Joi always asks Irena, well, have you ever seen anything inappropriate between them? And, you know, Irena said no, she's never seen anything inappropriate. She actually likes Carmen, so she's hanged out with Carmen, but she just doesn't think it's a good situation to be, you know, posting somebody else's husband all the time, which I get. So essentially, Irena was just telling her to just be careful. You know, she ain't seen anything inappropriate, but, you know, people can get comfortable and to be careful. And I agree with her. She should be looking both ways. I don't think I feel like Joy's taking it quite lightly. She's like, they're both cool, everything's cool. But no, I just feel like you should definitely keep an eye on that. But I thought it was interesting because Joi decided to go and throw her own shade and talk about Ashley and her best friend and how they've got some finger tattoos. So are they a throuple or whatever? So she tried to, you know, throw it that way. I just thought, Joi, you're meeting petty with petty, so there's no point. But that is your surname, so, you know, whatever. But anyway, I feel like Joi was receptive to Irena's little feedback about, you know, being careful, you know, because Irena has been married for, 27 years. So, of course, she's been there, done that. So she's just trying to let her know that don't let no woman get too close to your husband, isn't it? And I feel like that makes sense. And it made me laugh, though, in confessionals when they asked Irena, you know, if you think she's in an open relationship. She's like, well, if that's what they're doing, then, you know, good to them. I'm going to mind my business. But when they asked her about her and Jamie, she was like, nope, never, ever, ever, ever. I was like, that is right, honey. Let it be known you are not down with that. Fair enough, honey, because I think I'm from that same school, definitely. Next, they started discussing the game that's coming up and, you know, Joi let it be known that Cliff has been invited and he does want to go. Joi doesn't seem too sure. And then she shares with Irena that she actually had texted Ashley. And they showed a text. And to me, the text was very mature. It was definitely an olive branch, you know, where she was trying to say, you know, let's be mature. We're going to cross paths. Let's, you know, try and clear the air. And Ashley hadn't responded. So I'm like, okay, this is very interesting. And sidebar, this whole Carmen storyline, there's a part of me that also thinks, like, because Carmen is in PR, she's not stupid. She knows what this must look like. So maybe this is part of their ploy because of the fact that their being married storyline got exposed by Ashley. Maybe making this throuple storyline is something that they're running with because it's kind of something to get people talking. Because she is a PR girl, so she must know what this looks like. So I feel like there's a part of me that's like, whilst I do feel like Carmen does like Cliff, and definitely you could see that if you watch the show, the Raise Love show, but this could just be them working on a storyline just so that they have a bit of relevancy throughout the series. Who knows? Anyway, next we see Ashley and she goes to visit her doctor because she's having problems with sleeping. So she come in like a damn vampire. That's why she's too blasted wicked at the moment with her bad vibes. Because I'm like, listen, you're up and you're only sleeping for 45 minutes. No wonder you're such a cranky vampire, wretched bitch at times. Because what the hell is going on? And even she admitted that herself, because when her therapist came and spoke to her, the doctor spoke to her, the doctor was saying, well, you know, she established that she's on meds for anxiety and depression, but also that she sounds like she could be going through perimenopause. And, you know, apparently her estrogen is really, really high, which she admits means that she could be a super bitch. So I'm thinking if you can be a super bitch and you're kind of aware of that, maybe you need to, like, kind of pipe down, because the way you have been going, it is no surprise then that you are this way. And I think it's good that they've introduced this as a part of the storyline, but it goes some way into explaining why she's such a super bitch, but also gives her a little bit of a get out of jail, not quite free card, but yeah. Anyway, next we see Irena and Jamie, and they're seeing their therapist. She comes over. I must say I like the therapist because she definitely held them both up. Do you know what I mean? She made them both see both of their points. I thought it was good because Irena shared that she was a bit triggered by Carmen posting Cliff, and, you know, she didn't really like her husband Jamie's response. She wanted him to be more supportive. Jamie then brings up Irena's business partner that apparently was posting her on his social media account. So he was apparently posting pictures of her. She said that she didn't know about it, but he brings that up and then basically expresses that he felt like she was being a hypocrite by, you know, taking this stance with Carmen and Cliff. She always mentioned women posting him as well. So it's a bit, it goes both ways. But she also mentioned that she didn't like the fact that he just throws it in her face anytime he feels like. So I feel like the therapist gave them very good advice, pulled him on him wanting to be right. Does he want to be right? Does he want to be happy? I thought that was good, and that kind of stopped him in his tracks. Also letting her see that actually he has his own views, so you might want him to support you, but that's not necessarily how he feels. So I feel the therapist was good, and she seems to just get to the crux of it all, but also let them see that they've both got work to do. And I like that them two have been quite transparent in this situation and having the therapist come over. I thought it was a good scene, and I feel like the Tylers are being open with their lives. Whereas I feel like Ashley's been open as well. I feel like Joi could be a bit more open, Joi and Cliff, because we don't see much of them besides this little storyline. What else is going on with them? Sidebar. Now, moving on to the actual game. So, of course, Ashley's there with her bad vibes. I was thinking to myself, girl, this emotions, your estrogen definitely needs to be adjusted, because it's giving too much mean girl for no reason, just bad vibes. Anyway, and then her bestie just seems to be just on her kind of bad vibes energy as well, because as soon as she turned up to the suite that they were in to watch the game, she's coming with the mess straight away as well. Talking about, didn't she someone say something about being jealous and all this kind of stuff? And when you watch the recap, which I'm glad that they showed, the recap shows that it was Quick who said the word jealous. Cliff didn't say jealous. Quick did. So he actually started this, and he's gone back and said jealous to his wife when he was the one who put it out there in the first place. So Quick, you are in the middle of all this, and you created this whole nonsense. So anyway, the Tylers attend, and they join them in the suite. Everyone's happy, but the energy definitely shifts as soon as Joi and Cliff arrive. And, they both said hello, and only Irena and Tyler said hello back. I'm like, so what? Quick, you couldn't say hello because you're the one who invited them. Ashley, we know you're going to be push up sour face, and the best friend, what is your problem? Can you not say hello to people either? So I thought it was really interesting. I felt like, Joi made a point of saying hello to everybody. Not everybody said hello back. Joi had to go around and climb on top of the tabletop to go and hug Irena and Jamie. Cliff went and, dabbed up the man's them, so that was cool. But I did note that Joi did make a point to say hello to everybody. Now, Jamie, decided to be the mess starter this time round, and he was asking everybody if everyone's good. I suppose it's because both Jamie and Irena were saying that the energy just shifted and it felt very, very awkward. So Jamie asks everyone, is everyone good, basically? Of course, Ashley, being straight to the point, she's like, well, no. And apparently she's jealous of Joi. And what has she got to be jealous of? And in essence, Joi just said, what, should we just go outside? Should we take this outside and have a conversation outside instead of having this big mix-up in front of everybody? Which they did. So they do step outside. Joi talking about that when she came to the Christmas Eve party, that she came with good intentions to move forward. Ashley basically tells her she was acting a fool, and how she, she came in her house, didn't say hello to her. Joi feels that Ashley had an agenda and kind of came for her. And, like I said before, if she came in her house, didn't say hello, that's wrong. But I don't feel like it was intentional. I feel like she came in, maybe she didn't see her. But anyway, Ashley's saying, well, she tried to talk to her about, chatting her business, basically. And she's been trying to reach out to her, but Joi wasn't being very receptive. Joi is basically saying, well, you only tried a couple of times. Of course, Ashley's like, well, I ain't going to be running you down, which is fair. Joi says that what got to her was the fact that she brought up getting her onto the show, and that kind of blindsided her, because Ashley's going like she's not been thanked because she brought her onto the show, and she was like, what the hell, this is new information. And so the two of them were just going back and forth. Then Ashley's talking about, well, anyway, besides that, the bigger issue is that, Cliff went and told her husband that she's jealous of her. So that's her main trigger now. The trigger for her is the fact that she's, jealous of Joi. So that's really pissed her off. So this is what she's going on at this point about. There's nothing to be jealous of. She's just giving very much mean girl energy all the way through. It was very mean girlish. I felt like Joi was trying to be mature by saying, how are we going to move forward? How are we going to be in the same room as each other? Live it, how are we going to essentially be cordial and coexist? And you've got Ashley with her bitter, mean self talking about, oh, well, I don't want to be in the same room as you. And so instead of just going back and forth, Joi was just like, let's just dead this here. And goes back into the suite. And of course, Ashley, being very bitchy, bad mind, was like, well, you can get out my suite, you can leave, basically, because this is my suite, you can leave. And bear in mind, her husband invited Cliff and Joi. So if her husband invited Cliff and Joi, then why is she having such a a bad reaction. I just thought it was very immature, very childish, and she didn't need to be like that, very bitchy. Just like, go and have some sleep, woman. Like, it's just ridiculous. Anyway, as they walk in, besides that, what made me laugh is that her husband comes out during the argument because he's got to go downstairs onto the floor. He tells her this, but of course she ignores him because she's too busy in her argument. So when they have gone back inside now, you know, she's gone towards Irena. She's going off about it, talking about, well, she won't answer any of my questions, so she's going to ask Cliff about it. And she goes to ask Cliff about jealousy comment. He leans in slightly to say, I don't know what your problem is with her. And if she goes off about, you know, back the F up, you know, get out of my space. Now, granted, he's a big guy. I don't feel like he was coming in her space to be threatening, but I think he has to be aware that because he's a big guy, he might come across as threatening. But to me, you're the one that coming in running your mouth, Ashley, for no reason, just come to start on people. Very rude, very mean girlish, just really deplorable behaviour. There's no reason for it. I just didn't feel like there was any reason for her to be going on like that on him as a grown man. If anything, let your man deal with him, innit? Like, why are you going off and then you're being rude, calling him the sixth woman and calling him sassy. Just being really disrespectful for no reason. Apart from the word, the trigger word for you, which is jealousy, which is what your husband brought to you and he started in the first place. It was his word. It was his verbiage, not Cliff. So I just thought that was just bang out of order. Not so surprised. She just came across very tacky and bad mind, bad vibes. Bitchy. How she calls herself, a super bitch. But very mean girl. I just like, you're definitely a mean girl. Like, there was no need for that because now you're trying to bully the woman's husband. And I do think that all this could be put to rest quite simply. I feel like Joi could apologise for walking in her house and not greeting her. And I feel like Ashley should just say, I think she has said it anyway, but, you know, genuinely say, you know what, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have spoken your business, and keep it moving. Like, all this hostility over that is just nonsense. Let's move it on, people. Let's move it on. I went in the confessional. There was no need for Ashley's shade about, you know, when she called them freeloaders. I was like, what? Your husband invited them. How are they freeloaders? Like, the cheek of it. You really think you're up there. Like, there's no need for that. And, of course, disrespecting Joi, calling her a karaoke singer and all this kind of stuff. I was like, you're sounding bitter when you do that. The woman has a great voice. Just, you know, give props where it's due. It is simple as that. So I'm sure next week we'll pick up with that because that kind of ended on that kind of cliffhanger. Next week it looks like it's going to be funny because she's telling, you know, her DJ fun size about what's happening, and he's talking about he's not here for disrespect, and then he's going to have a problem with Cliff. I'm like, you better mind the man that pick you up and body slam you like he did to the little guy. So I don't know about all that. You know, I just feel like quick, you take accountability. I feel like he needs to hold his woman up and get her to be a bit more accountable because she takes no accountability for what she's doing. And it's interesting to see that the Tylers are saying the same thing because she's just round here causing chaos. And she's at the root of it all. She's the one who opened her mouth. And now, instead of her just, you know, being like, you know what, it is my bad. I shouldn't have done that. You know, you've got Quick trying to chat like, oh, well, it's not her bad. Like, you're just helping to perpetuate the same foolishness. So it's just a bunch of nonsense. Of course, I had to check out what social media was saying. So here are some very interesting tweets. But anyway, what do you guys think? I feel like this storyline of her not having a lot of sleep, her, meaning Ashley, gives her a storyline of, you know, maybe she's a super bitch because of her lack of sleep. But I think there's some inherent bitchiness in her anyway because the bad vibes are just reeking. Joi, I feel like it's interesting. I feel like Joi and Cliff need to give us a bit more of their life. Besides this fluffable storyline, what else is going on with them? You know, doesn't Cliff have kids? Like, what's going on with their life? I feel like there's more to be there. And winter, we need to see a bit more winter. So hopefully we'll see what's going on next week. But what do you think of this week's show? Let me know your thoughts below.
Yes, so thanks for watching that. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, share, and hit that notification bell so you know when I am uploading some more of people's business. So until then, my nosy people, stay blessed.